ready?
I think we'll be joining anytime soon.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Yeah. In case he's not in, we can always adjust. We can.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
As we begin the AfYEF activation webinar for Zambia Chapter, on behalf of AfYEF Zambia Chapter, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to this important gathering. We are so grateful for your presence, for the continued partnership that strengthens and will continue to strengthen our shared goals across the region and beyond. In advance, we would also want to extend our special welcome, in case he comes by, His Excellency Chief Sita Sofo Isan, the President of the African Young Entrepreneurs Federation, AfYEF, whose commitment and leadership to regional integration inspires many of us, and we are so honored to have the chance of hosting his team with us here. We also warmly welcome Professor Frederick Ndalamai Nonde Jr., the Vice President Administration, whose dedication and excellence and public service highly valued, and we really appreciate your presence and your guidance in the presence of AfCFTA and also the foundation of AfYEF in Zambia. Our sincere appreciation also goes to Dr. Chanangwa Bwembiankowani, AfYEF Vice Chair, and to the Secretary to AfYEF Zambia. We are recognizing the crucial role that you keep on playing in ensuring the strong governance, effective coordination, and meaningful youth engagement. We further want to welcome Ms. Impo Machaka, AfYEF Women Wing. We really express our gratitude for your guidance and support toward achieving regional development and cooperation. Your presence reflects the seriousness of women engagement and the importance we attach to collaborating among all stakeholders as we champion this goal of wanting to unite entrepreneurs across Africa and beyond. We also want to welcome all national executive members, national advisory committee members, members of other chapters, and members of the public who have joined us. Each of you, no doubt that you are going to contribute to collective success of this program. And we thank you for being part of this moment. Once again, welcome all of you guests of honors. Welcome all of you. We pray that your deliberations today will be productive, incisive, and impactful. And at this meeting, we will strengthen the bonds of unity, cooperation, and progress for the benefit of our communities. Once again, thank you and welcome. At this particular time, remember that the theme of our webinar this afternoon is leveraging AfCFTA opportunities for youth and women entrepreneurs in Zambia. And for now, I call upon Professor Frederick Ndalamai Nonde, Vice President, AfYEF Administration, to take up the floor. Professor, please.
Thank you so much, National Coordinator. We really appreciate that warm welcome, that resounding welcome. and we indeed looking forward to a very successful engagement this afternoon. So with that said, allow me to say good afternoon, or maybe is it good evening or good morning from wherever you're connecting from. Distinguished guests on the call, fellow entrepreneurs, fellow innovators, partners, AfYEF members. Let me just say the entire AfYEF family who is joining us from within Zambia and across Africa, and of course the diaspora. It is my honor and privilege to also extend a warm welcome to all of you to this important milestone. This is the AfYEF Zambia Chapter Reactivation webinar, as well as Leadership Unveiling. So we're looking forward to that. Last week we were in Gambia. We were supporting our colleagues in Gambia. They had a similar webinar. And indeed, this will not be the last one. Next week we'll be in Ghana. The week after that we'll be supporting the women wing. And the week after that, we should be having a similar webinar in South Africa. And I'm hoping that we should be having also a similar webinar in Congo DRC. In preparation for, we'll let you know more about, there's an event that is being organized right now in Congo DRC, the Africa Elevate DRC Summit and Expo. We're gonna tell you more about it. So we hope to have a webinar before the summit in Congo DRC. And so the focus for today is actually renewed commitment, right, towards strengthening youth and women entrepreneurship and ensuring that young entrepreneurs, as well as the women entrepreneurs, are actually positioned to actively participate, or indeed meaningfully participate, in the opportunities that are being created by the AfCFTA, or the African Continental Free Trade Area, if you like. And you must be aware that the AfCFTA has been under implementation for the last 5 years now. Actually, this is the 6th year counting, because the implementation started in January 2021, right? So this is the 6th year that we are counting. And you'll be interested to know that although the AfCFTA is an intergovernmental initiative, it actually prompted the establishment of AfCFTA Young Entrepreneurs Federation, because at that time, again, it was realized that the women and the youth were left out, were left on the sidelines as usual. So when this implementation started, so the women were not carried along, the youth were not carried along. So it prompted the formation of the very federation that we are talking about today. And with our participation, active participation, we've seen that these protocols have actually been adopted. They're now part of the legal framework. So that is just part of the official website for AfYEF. Of course, we'll share the link as we go. Yeah, but then 5 years, the official launch was June 10, 2021. This year we were earmarked to celebrate our 5th anniversary on the 10th of June. But interestingly, like I mentioned, the leadership felt that 5 years is a huge milestone. So instead of doing the virtual, we actually geared for a virtual commemoration, yeah? So the leadership felt, since we are going to Congo DRC in August, why can't we, all of us, meet in the DRC and then celebrate together the 5th anniversary? So that is the plan, and those are the arrangements that are being made. So we'll let you know more about that. And so zeroing in on the theme of today's engagement, leveraging AfCFTA opportunities for youth and women entrepreneurs in Zambia. This actually speaks directly to the need for entrepreneurs to move beyond local markets and be able to embrace the possibilities of a connected African marketplace with potentially 1.4 billion people across the continent, 54 countries out of 55, okay, forming part of this integrated market with a potential of 1.4 billion people across 54 countries. The combined GDP brings us to over $3.4 trillion. That creates huge opportunities for us on the continent. And as an entrepreneur, you can think of it. Imagine if your product, your service, or your innovation can even capture as little as 0.001%, right? Market size, 0.001% of the entire 1.4 billion people. I'm sure if you do the maths, you notice that it's actually quite enormous, right? Maybe it's 140,000 or 1.4 million. Yeah, those who are good with mathematics, you can do mathematics. Imagine you have done a digital platform, and then people are able to come to your platform, they're able to subscribe or make orders there, you're transacting there, okay? So you're not restricted to Zambia. You can access the entire African market, potentially 1.4 billion. Just a fraction. That's what we are talking about. So again, talking more about AfYEF, which is the acronym for AfCFTA Young Entrepreneurs Federation. This is actually a Pan-African entrepreneurial network that is established to mobilize, connect, as well as empower young and women entrepreneurs to participate in Africa's economic transformation agenda. The AfCFTA Young Entrepreneurs Federation is headquartered in Accra, Ghana, right? But currently, it brings together entrepreneurs, startups, MSMEs, innovators, and other business entities from across the continent, right? So far, the footprint goes as far as 33 African countries, right? In 2021, we had 5 countries. So from Accra, Ghana, the next stop was Nigeria, right? The third stop was South Africa. Zambia and China, things happened almost the same time. Well, AfYEF, penetrated Zambia, it's the same time that the China chapter was also established. So you can imagine from 5 chapters in 2021, we've really managed to scale to around 33 African countries. That is in addition to the 7 chapters in the diaspora. The Caribbean is the latest one. Yeah, just joined recently, and they are looking forward. It's a collection of islands, total population of around 45 million. They are eager to connect with Africa. Just yesterday, we had a meeting with our counterparts from Latin America, Brazil, Mexico, Ecuador, and all the countries in South America. We are delighted to let you know that they are eager to collaborate us, to partner with us. We'll be letting you more. We'll let you know more about these developments as we go. So, in a nutshell, AfYEF works around about 5 pillars. Okay, we mobilize the young and women entrepreneurs at the first step. Next, we build capacity. Okay, we provide training, mentorship, and stuff like that. That is the second pillar. The third one is facilitation to affordable funding, access to affordable funding. We facilitate access to affordable funding. We do not so much talk about commercial debt or commercial borrowing, as it were. We love to talk about equity, grants, and other forms of affordable funding. So those are the things that we like to deal with. And then after facilitating access to funding, another important pillar is access to the continental market, like I mentioned already. Besides that, we know that entrepreneurship can be a long journey. So what we do is we provide a support system, right? As an entrepreneur, you don't want to operate in isolation, yeah? You want to be part of the support system, and this is what AfYEF does. Those are the 5 pillars, but of course, there's a 6th one, which is advocacy. Like I mentioned, we engage with the AfCFTA, the African Union, and other key stake organizations for us to contribute to the drafting of the protocol on youth and women. And after the progress was made in 2023, we even saw the AfCFTA Youth Symposium was hosted here in Lusaka, Zambia in 2023, inaugural Youth Symposium. And after that one, no other country has managed to host the next Youth Symposium. So maybe it will come back to Zambia, or you never know, another country may take it up. So indeed, you can see there are so many opportunities that we can unlock together. And it's the reason why we are reactivating the AfYEF Zambia chapter. And this marks an important step in strengthening our presence as well as across the SADC region. We are delighted to have our regional director for SADC on the call. I think she'll be talking more about those opportunities. So the Zambia chapter will serve as a platform to mobilize entrepreneurs, connect them to business opportunities locally and at continental scale, promote cross-border trade opportunities, support the MSMEs and startups, encourage innovation, value addition. You'll be interested to know that platforms, we support the tech startup ecosystem as well as encouraging innovation, value addition, besides building partnerships and creating economic opportunities, as it were. So the chapter is spearheaded by the National Advisory Board as well as the National Executive Committee. We'll be talking more later on. So with those remarks, allow me to hand over back to our national coordinator. Let me formally introduce him. Mr. Ashley Sinyangwe, he welcomed us. Is actually the national coordinator for the Zambia chapter, appointed by the Continental Secretariat in Accra, Ghana. Mr. Sinyangwe is going to share the vision, priorities, and roadmap for the Zambia chapter. So Mr. Sinyangwe will lead the coordination and ecosystem where Zambian youth and women entrepreneurs are not only participants in Africa's economic transformation, but will also become active drivers of it. So with those remarks, I want to thank you very much, and I want to hand over back to Mr. Sinyang, our national coordinator for the Zambia chapter.
Thank you, Prof, for such a wonderful overview of the AfCFTA and as well as AfYEF implementation of the goals and missions that has been said. Next, since we still have not received official notification whether the president is around, would it be okay, Professor, if I can go on to introduce the next after the...
Absolutely.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, we can carry on whenever the president comes. I think we're going to let you know.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
next
you so much.
is the regional leadership. As we have seen on the program, AfYEF is not alone in this journey that we have embarked on. We also have the support of the president and also the regional leadership of AfCFTA Southern Africa. So on the list, we have Dr. Chananga Bwembyankowani, who is serving as Vice Chair as Advisory Committee member. Doc, please take your position. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I don't know where you're listening from. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And definitely I would like to recognize the presence of the Vice President, Professor Nonde, and all the dignitaries that have joined us today, the board members, national board members, the ones joining us from the continent, and various leaderships through the AfYEF body, the organization. Thank you so much. For me, I think really we're just so excited to be as a woman, as a leader, to really see that the organization structure has made it quite their mandate to involve not only the youth, but the women also in the leadership of the structure of the organization. And this is just me trying to say thank you so much for that, and really considering women, because there's a proverb that says that to empower a community, it's important to also empower the women as well. So we're looking forward to working with all the structures that will be implemented, that have always been implemented in the organization. And as our leadership perspective in terms of whatever role that you are playing, I believe that every idea that is brought to the organization is of value. This is how the organization will be able to run efficiently. And really, there's more to Africa, there's more to Zambia, there's more to each and every continent. I know we have people joining us from South Africa, joining us from Ghana, the president joining us from Ghana. I think he'll be able to join us later. I don't think he's online right now, but I do recognize his presence and his leadership as well for the organization. The Zambian chapter leadership, that is the executive committee, everyone is observed, and we're looking forward to working with those as well. And right now, I think what is very, very important is that as we continue to proceed in today's webinar, is really just trying to highlight on our work plan on how we can move forward as an organization to work together in collaboration with each and every person and each and every body, which is the continent, the national executive members in different countries, and see how best we can run our organization efficiently. Because without collaboration, partnership, I feel that whatever mission that AfYEF has been trying to work on may not be well actualized, but when we come together as African continents to bring forth decisions, policy contributions, this is how we can be able to contribute and make sure that all the agenda is met for us to promote trade, investment, and also access to information amongst our African countries. I think for now, I don't really have so much to say, but I think I'm just glad to be part of this organization. And I look forward to learning. Even as a leader, as we're here to learn and see how best we can really utilize our position. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Doc, for such an insightful contribution. And we really appreciate that you always give us a good guidance when it comes to how we can pull through as we engage in these momentous events. Thank you once more, and we really appreciate for your presence. For now, we want to go on to the next item on the program, which is the introduction of AfYEF Zambian Chapter. And later on, we'll have also the official unveiling. So I'll handle the first one, which is the introduction of AfYEF in Zambia. Allow me to just state the position.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go on, Professor.
Can we have the director for Women Wing before we bring the chapter?
Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right, as directed, we are also going to have some address from the AfYEF Women Wing, which will be presented by Ms. Mpo Machaka. Ms. Machaka, please, we have your attention.
Thank you so much. Can you be able to hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Oh, I thought I was actually at the end of the program, but I appreciate the opportunity to speak in the slot, and I just want to express my gratitude for the opportunity once again, even as I greet and welcome everybody that is on the call. But first of all, I would like to make an explicit expression to appreciate and also honor the following leadership of AfYEF that is actually responsible in reactivating or re-energizing or re-empowering the chapter in Zambia, which is one of the exciting things that is actually happening today. Let me first of all acknowledge our president, President Sita Sofo, his son, in his absentia, but I'm sure he will be joining us soon. And also let me just appreciate also the presence of our Vice President, Professor Frederick Nonde. And I want to also explicitly say that congratulations to Dr. Chenanga. I hope I'm actually pronouncing your surname correctly in your recent appointment as the regional director for SEDEC region. And I'm actually looking forward to collaborating, engaging, and also, driving the AfYEF agenda, to see how we can navigate this season to actually empower Africa and make Africa great together. So let me also acknowledge our director who is actually facilitating this amazing, exciting event that we are all gathered here, Mr. Ashley. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. And I want to say, members of the Zambian chapter leadership as well, I want to just congratulate you once again for actually remaining in the fort, and just striving and driving this agenda so passionately and aggressively, so in a positive way. And I just want to salute you for standing, even, against all odds and actually creating such an impactful and vibrant chapter, within the context of AfYEF. So we are learning from you and we're excited about what you have achieved so far. And this is my second month in the organization, and I'm really excited to be part of such an amazing movement, if I can say that. So distinguished entrepreneurs, women leaders, guests, and everyone that is in this place, good afternoon once again, and an amazing welcome to every one of us. So I must just say, I was just pondering on the chapter and also Zambia as a country, and I started to just think about key things that have been happening, even in terms of the economy in the region. And what I realized is that just like any other African country, Zambia is also not excluded in the fact that it stands at an important moment, you know, in the transformation of the economy of Africa. I mean, the world knows Zambia today for its copper and other associated minerals, but I want to say that Zambia's future today cannot just be only measured by how much copper actually leaves the country. So we have to look at, you know, how many businesses that are originating from Zambia actually enter regional value chains within the context of the country, and how many young entrepreneurs are actually interwoven into the value chain that actually brings solutions in the space in terms of the country's industry. And how do we actually measure that? And how do we monitor that? And how do we actually manage the integration of the other furtherance of the youth within the context of the country? So I was just looking at a number of statistics as well that, excuse me, can you still hear me?
Yes, please go on.
Okay, I was actually looking at the recent statistic as well that Zambia continues to generate about billions of kwacha from refined copper exports. And at the same time, the country is also strategically positioned with, you know, emerging energy, mining, agriculture, and manufacturing, and transportation of like value chains within the country. And I'm asking myself, this is actually a very significant opportunity within the context of Zambia. But the question that actually continues to linger in my mind is that how many Zambian women-owned companies are actually part of this amazing opportunity, okay? And when is Zambia's next phase of growth? When it takes place, how many women will actually be part of that? So I think we have a massive and an overwhelming responsibility, if I can put it that way, for lack of a better word, that what is it that we are going to do to make sure that the necessary interventions actually takes place to realize all these opportunities, that also women are not necessarily left behind, but actually they are interwoven, integrated into the value chains across all these industries that I've just mentioned right now. That is why today, you know, conversations around women empowerment, especially through AfCFTA, should not only be discussions about inclusion, it must actually be discussions about competitiveness. Because just recently, yesterday, and even as I try to close, because I just don't want to be long today, yesterday I was given an opportunity to actually join a meeting with some of the Latin American team, and of which I don't want to say much about the conversations, but I left that meeting asking myself a question after a question was actually posed, you know, within that meeting, to say how many African countries are actually ready to come and do business within the context of our region, meaning that we have opportunities maybe in Brazil, we've got opportunities in Mexico. How many companies are ready to actually be exported, to be transported, to be part of the growing economy that is actually within their region? And I looked at myself and I said, but we are, yes, empowering women, but what is it that we are doing to actually make sure that we become not only within the African context to become competitive, but also how do we empower ourselves to become competitive globally in terms of outside of the border of Africa? Meaning that we are looking at building multinationals, not only in the African continent, but also we want to see AfYEF running companies in the US, AfYEF running companies in Europe, AfYEF, you know, running companies in Asia. So what kind of companies are we supposed to be looking into trying to build for this kind of narrative to become a reality in our generation? So, you know, with that said, I want to say that the opportunity actually is in our hands. to drive the trajectory and also to develop the structures that are necessary to actually make those kind of dreams, those kind of aspirations to become a reality, not only just for women, but for young people, but also for African leaders to become actually the next iconic people that our young people can actually look into, or rather up to say, oh, by the way, we do have people from the soil who have actually done such amazing things. So with that said, I want to say thank you so much for the opportunity. And I want to say thank you so much also for the hard work that the team in Zambia has already been doing thus far. And thank you so much for being an encouragement for some of us who are actually starting from ground zero to try and navigate this kind of platform and also narratives that we are trying to change with the efforts that we are making towards a collaborative and powerful Africa that is about to emerge to actually be seen by the whole world. Thank you so much. And God bless you.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Machaka, for such a warm, calm, yet heart-provoking contribution. As we have all come to know that AfCFTA and AfYEF's major contributing or main important part of it is the women wing. And that presence also tells us that women are important, also part of this undertaking that will see Africa progress to its level beyond what it has been. And once again, Ms. Machaka, thank you so very much. We are so grateful for your presence and your support for women, and also the championing of AfYEF's main vision to support African entrepreneurs. Your presence once more reflects the seriousness of women engagement in trade. We thank you once more, and we are now going to the next program. Professor, anything else before we move on to introducing AfYEF Zambian chapter?
I think we are good to go now to the chapter. Please take it up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, there's a hand. I think there's a hand from Doc.
Doc, please go on.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I just wanted to add on for some information to our women leader. She did mention about the mining sector, a few. So I just wanted to also highlight a bit about that. She mentioned another information that she may also undertake as she begins to help assist or research more. I just wanted to clarify that we actually have women that are actually in the mining sector. I'm one of those people that are actually in the mining sector. So you mentioned about the copper, but one of the minerals that are actually also been highly exported out of Zambia is also the precious stones. That is the semi-precious. Those are the gemstones, the raw materials.
Yeah.
So we do have quite a lot that have been transported out of Zambia. We are the women that are actually in the mining sector. We own mines. We are actually doing the full mining, which is the exploration mining. We're doing the value addition, including exporting our minerals outside Zambia. So I think the reason why I would really want to see more is where the women actually can begin to also export minerals within Africa. Because currently what is happening is that most of our raw materials or most of our minerals are actually being exported outside Africa, which is we're taking it mostly to the US, China, Germany. Those are the ones that buy most of our raw materials to process into the value addition. We haven't seen much happening within Africa, and this is why I want to believe AfYEF and also under the AfCFTA, we see more Africans exporting and trading among us, African countries.
Okay.
That is one of the things, yes, that we would like to really highlight so that we get to know exactly what kind of minerals do we have. And when I talk about minerals, there's so much that we can do with the minerals, so much that the minerals can be used for. Part of our minerals are actually, some of them, industrial raw materials that can be used for, I mean, I'm talking about electronic gadgets. Some of them are used for different kinds of things, motor vehicles and all sorts of things. So I think this is something that obviously I thought you would need to know. And as we go running together under the women, is to obviously see how we can bring more women amongst the African continent to actually understand what kind of minerals do we have and what can they be used for within the African continent, so that we stop taking most of our raw materials, everything outside. Can we begin to start trading amongst ourselves and see how we can leverage on that, and then see how we can also contribute in our economies. So I think that's something I wanted to really highlight, and then to make sure that as we move forward, we really see how we can really capitalize on that opportunity. I think we have a lot to offer, and let's really just understand our sector as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doc, for that contribution.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the conversation is getting more engaging, right? Yeah. Just to quickly mention that actually that is the essence of the AfCFTA, is to first of all promote intra-Africa trade. And what prompted or what motivated the establishment of the AfCFTA, it was realized that 80% of trade volumes was being done with the outside world. Among ourselves as Africans, it was as low as 15%. You can imagine, 15%. Yeah, I think you know, the metrics have started improving. So you can imagine. So what that meant was that we were exporting our raw materials, for example, to China. China will refine our raw copper. You know, they'll produce the copper cables, and then they'll export them to Malawi, our neighbors. You can imagine. Okay, so what is happening in the process is that as long as we export our raw materials, we're also exporting our industry, the industry ourselves, because we're not doing value addition. And when we export our industry, we're also exporting the jobs. We're exporting value. We're exporting everything else. So the AfCFTA is actually promoting intra-African trade. And also, like I mentioned, AfYEF comes in now to mobilize, build capacity for our people, okay? Set up industry, do value addition, create value, as well as encourage their own jobs, and every entrepreneur will have other support jobs around them. So there will be other jobs that will be created in the process. So AfYEF fosters, if you like, you know, encourage. So they'll be able to create their own employment without waiting for the government or without waiting for anybody, employment for others. So there are so many opportunities that the AfCFTA is unlocking. But then it is our collective responsibility and obligation as Africans now. And this is what we can do together through AfYEF. So in a nutshell, I also just wanted to contribute to that. Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Professor, for that. Really appreciate it. Now we move on to the other program that is introducing. I want to officially once more want to welcome our guests of honor, Chair Professor Frederick Ndalamani, the Vice President Administration, AfYEF, Dr. Chananga Bwembia, Nkowa One Southern African AfYEF, and also member of the National Advisory Board, Women Wing AfYEF. Once again, to Zambia. Zambia, as we are about to begin, I just want to explain so that we don't have a conflict with the next program that Professor will talk about. I would want to talk about AfYEF's position in Zambia. Zambia's trade policy centers on economic diversification, mineral value addition, and expanding into regional and global markets. Our economy is driven by the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, MCTI, and the framework leverages strategic regional membership and infrastructure initiatives that boost exports within and beyond its region. Zambia is an active member of Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, with its headquarters right here in Zambia, in Lusaka. It is also a SADC member, and this allows our country to have preferential or zero tariff duties. Zambia is also actively participating in both continental and global businesses in order to enhance its global trade. Now, for Zambia to improve its trade, 3 important organizations are cardinal, and these are SADC, COMESA, and interestingly, when AfCFTA was formed in 2021 in January, Zambia officially ratified to be part of the AfCFTA in February 2021. COMESA and SADC, that helps Zambia to improve its commerce within and beyond the African region. So these organizations are also helping Zambia to boost its trade and to have access to free everything but arms, EBA, for the world's least developed countries, LDCs. With that said, that gives us an idea of where AfYEF is seated. We have the support of the government because we have the support of the government. Therefore, our dear friends who are members of the AfYEF Zambia, we should be confident that we have the support of the government, and in all the programs that we have the support both from the AfCFTA, which is already incorporated by the government, and we also have the support part of the AF plan for also districts. We are sure that we can achieve it. With all the skills, the experiences, and the expertise that our members have, we are looking forward to seeing coming to fruition the dreams and missions of the AfCFTA and AfYEF here in Zambia. And we are looking forward to the major event when there will be the official unveiling of the Zambian chapter by the Vice President, Professor Ndalamani Nonde. Thank you once more, and let me now give chance for Professor to officially unveil the Zambian chapter.
Thank you so much, National Coordinator, once more. So like we mentioned, this is in line with the AfYEF constitution for us to be able to establish, the structures, the systems, as well as framework in which we should be able to operate as we pursue the mission of AfYEF, right, to unlock the opportunities being presented by the AfCFTA. So then, to introduce the National Advisory Board, which is, as the name suggests, which is an advisory organ to the National Executive Committee, which will follow next. Allow me just to share my screen once more. Yeah, so just to let you appreciate that the way the organization is structured is that that's part of the leadership, continental leadership for AfYEF, of course. Yeah. Now you notice that continental executives, they also come back home and serve on the National Advisory Board. So I think from the continental leadership, I should be able to notice myself there as Vice President for AfYEF, and then Dr. Chananga Wembia there, Regional Director for SADC. And then going down here, we have another director from Zambia, Director William Miranda, who is Director for Membership and Mobilization at continental level. We have Director London Impundu, who is also Director for Industry and Value Addition. So this is what Dr. Chananga raised here, to say we exporting raw materials. How about, doing this within the, and then under Ms. Jela, she's, I don't know if, yeah, you're able to see my screen. So we are delighted to have a number of Zambians, right, who are representing us at continental level. And so these colleagues who are entrepreneurs in their own right, I think Ms. Jela, who is also the board secretary for the National Advisory Board, will be able to introduce or to tell us about this. Let me just do that. Okay. So it's somewhere. Trying to share my screen once more. So let me know if my screen is coming up. Yeah, so when we come back home from continental duty there, we come back home. I serve as the chairman for the National Advisory Board. And then Dr. Chananga is the vice chairman for the National Advisory Board. And then Ms. Jela, she's the secretary for the National Advisory Board. And then we've got Mr. Nyirende, who is a member of the National Advisory Board. Mr. London Impundu is also a member of the National Advisory Board. All these entrepreneurs, so they'll tell us, if they're on the call, they'll tell us what they do. But at this point, allow me to invite Ms. Jela, the board secretary, to give us her remarks on the National Advisory Board. Ms. Jela, are you on the call? Ms. Chera, are you on the call?
I am, thank you. Am I audible? Good afternoon, everyone.
You're audible. Thank you.
The president of AfYEF, Chief Sita Sofa Hissan, and my principal, the vice president of AfYEF, and the chairman of our esteemed Zambian National Advisory Board, Professor Frederick Ndalamani Nonde Jr. Thank you for the trust you've given us to do the work that we do. Our SADC Regional Director and Vice Chair of the Advisory Board, Dr. Chananga Wenbiankawani, the Director of AfYEF Women Wing, Ms. Mpo Machaka, and our dynamic National Coordinator, Mr. Ashley Shinangwe, and our fellow Executive Committee members, our Treasurer and dedicated board members, Mr. London Mpundu and Mr. William Nyirenda, distinguished guests, partners, and the unstoppable youth and women entrepreneurs of Zambia. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm here today wearing two hats, and I wear them both with profound pride and acute sense of responsibility. As Chief of Staff of the Office of the Vice President at Continental level, I have the privilege of seeing the AfCFTA Youth Agenda from a vantage point, with all the policies being shaped and the administrative machinery that keeps the Federation running and high-level strategic decisions being made at our continental level. Today, we're honored to be unveiled as the Secretary of the AfYEF Zambia Chapter. As we all know this fundamental truth, continental strategies only succeed if national secretariats are watertight. A vision without local administrative discipline is just a dream. My role as secretary is where the continental vision meets Zambian reality, and I know that together we will ensure that this office is run with the same rigorous excellence expected at Pan-African level. Today, I'm sure every single one of us in here is here with renewed energy and at different fronts, including bridging the gap, the continental national gap. I'm sure we are committing to channeling this continent's foresight directly into our Zambian secretariat. No delays, no filtered information, and bringing the news from across Africa as we get it. We're setting the gold standard for how a national chapter should operate. If we succeed, we become the template for the rest of Africa. I know today we're activating meaningful participation, not just spectatorship. With all the contracts being signed at continental level, all the billions of dollars in opportunities, we want each one of our commitments to ensure that the Zambian youth and women are not just benefactors of the AfCFTA, but active drivers. We must move from being consumers of continental policies to producers of continental value. To the young person listening from Lusaka, Ndola, Livingston, do not let the distance from Addis Ababa make you feel excluded. The AfYEF Zambia chapter is your direct pipeline to the continent. To the women entrepreneurs, as women serving at the highest administrative level of this federation, we are proof that our voices are not just welcome, they are required. This secretariat door is open to you. Bring your ideas, your grievances, your ambitions. We will process them with urgency. Let me be clear. Reactivation without action is just a meeting. We are being unveiled, being decorated with titles, and the hard part is just ahead of us. The relentless daily grind to make trading happen. We are ready to work. We're ready to bridge the gap. We're ready to serve. We will ensure that each one of us represents with excellency. The foundation has been set. The board is constituted. I look forward to working with each and every one of us in here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. We really appreciate that commitment to duty. Yeah, and allow me to I've seen Mr. London is on the call. Mr. London, you want to say hi to everybody? I'm sure they'll be delighted to hear from you. Mr. London, are you on the call?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm here. I don't know if you can see me right now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity to be part of this meeting. And so let me say, distinguished leaders of AfYEF and also speakers, fellow leaders, entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome because I've seen there are new ones who are here. It should be for their first time and so forth, but we are all a good team so far. That's what I've seen. So this is London in Pundu, yeah, and as you read, Director for Industry Development and Validation. So during the conversation from Madam, I'll start from Professor. Mentioned something important that touched my heart. Also, Madam Paul and Dr. Chananda, yeah, all of you actually are talking about value addition. And when I heard from both of you, I think this has moved my heart, where all of us, we are in the same direction actually. So looking at, when you mentioned about copper, and then that's Madam Paul and also Madam Chananda mentioned, meaning Dr. Chananda, talked about other minerals. Actually, I'm very particular about that because I've witnessed. I run around. Actually, I'm into also minerals where I witness where young ones are countrywide, starting from northwestern here in Zambia up to Mpika. I've been there running up and down and see what is happening with young ones in Zambia when it comes to minerals. Their interest actually is very different with what we are doing as AfYEF or AfCFTA. Their interest is just money. They dig, they get here. If we talk of gold, well, their interest just to sell the raw material to Zambians who intend to export raw material. And that pen talking about that really where and leverage AfCFTA opportunities for sustainable economic growth. So together we can build. I can see young, vibrant women and youth here. So we can build industries that create jobs, reduce poverty, increase exports, and position ourselves as Zambian as a competitive manufacturing hub.
Thank you, Director. Yeah, we can see how passionate you are about this subject, which falls under your jurisdiction. Yeah, so we look forward to more opportunities to engage with you as together we strengthen, since we're not only you, but the National Advisory Board is operating at continental level, then we can replicate or we can scale whatever efforts we are, putting across within the chapter across the continent. Thank you so much, Director. I appreciate it. Director William, are you on the call? Is Director William on the call? I haven't seen him on the call. Yeah. Okay, so anytime soon, I think. But for now, even before Dr. Chananga comes in and introduce one of, let me say, some of our strategic partners, prospective partners, so to speak. Let me quickly hand over to National Coordinator to introduce the team now that will be responsible. We are here to support, advise, support, but the executive functions falls under the National Executive Committee, under the leadership of the National Coordinator, who is actually an appointee of the Continental Secretariat in Accra, Ghana. So, Mr. Sinyango, back to you. Would you like to introduce your team?
Sorry, can I have just a minute to organize myself? Or maybe you can go ahead with any other program. I just want to put everything in order.
Thank you so much. We can invite a question or two from the participants, and feel free also to use the chat box. If you're not able to speak, you can put your comment in the chat box. We can as well put our contacts in there for networking. And collaboration. Did we have any question to ask or maybe make a contribution from the participants on the call?
Mr.
Feel free, this is your.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I think I am excited to hear the presentation as well of Mr. London, and I want to explicitly actually explain that when offshore opportunities, I was not necessarily saying that we must take our resources like as raw to other global companies to go and try and set up things there. So I believe that we are not supposed to be exporting any raw materials. We are supposed to actually be producing and manufacturing things. Like, for instance, we have an initiative as we speak right now around building a manufacturing plant, in the technical space as well as energy, and some of them is in the steel space for construction and other opportunities in the travel and logistics space. Okay, so there's quite a lot that is actually happening right now in terms of building infrastructures across the continent to make sure that we are not just only consumers of finished products that are coming outside, but actually we are supposed to be the suppliers. And when I talk about going offshore, we are not going offshore to take our raw materials. We are going offshore to take our products so that we can have an economic engagement that will actually create an inflow of financial investments into our continent so that we can actually build our economies. So right now, as we speak, many of these European countries have actually buying power as opposed to what we have here local. That's why we are actually right now actually exporting raw materials, because they have the buying power to actually secure those things. So we still lack a lot of funding and a lot of resources in terms of channeling them to the right places in terms of building these infrastructures that we are looking to build. So I am excited to hear as well, you know, the passion that Mr. London has around manufacturing plants. And I want to say that I'm actually one of the people who lead a very massive manufacturing plant around
Next secretary, the general secretary, who will be speaking on behalf of the team. Is she on the call?
Yes, it's the General Secretary should be concluding. but we still have the panel discussion about 3 of them. I don't know what we do with those, starting with you, Professor. We have Dr. and Miss Chela Mtonga.
Okay,
We
great.
have
There's a hand from Mr. Kasonde, the Deputy National Coordinator. There's a hand. Maybe he wants to say something. Mr. Kasonde, you want to introduce yourself well? You want to do justice to your introduction? You can unmute your mic.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are participating in this forum from. My name is Kaswande Mwamba, the newly appointed Deputy National Coordinator. I really appreciate the opportunity to serve in this high office of the National Executive Committee. I really appreciate, and I'm looking forward to working with everybody amongst the committee members and the NEC. I really appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Prof, if I may be allowed to just inform the members and all the panelists that we have few minutes remaining, and we still have one panel discussion, the second one, and the interactive question and answer. If all these can be done in 5 minutes, we are running out of time. For the sake of time, if that is possible, that we do this in the shortest possible time.
Absolutely, yeah. So before that, I think Dr. Chananga wants to say something.
Sure, thank you. Doc, please take.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Ashley. I just want to, we would like to recognize the presence. We have one very dignified leader that is amongst us. And I think we extended this invitation to her because we know how important it is to work with the leadership of the royalties in all our communities where we're coming from, variously, whatever country that we have. We understand the roles of the leaders, the queens, the kings, the chiefs, and the dignified leaders that we have in our community. So I just want us to recognize the presence of Her Royal Majesty, Queen Nafila from South Africa. She is a queen, and I know she'll be able to introduce more about herself. This is a leader that is actually very instrumental to what she has been doing in South Africa and various offices that she has been serving and is serving on. She is driving a lot of strategic interventions in land, mining, logistics across Africa. She's a leader that is so passionate about sustainable development, women empowerment, and international cooperation. She has a proven record of fostering partnership and advancing African economic growth. She sits on so many boards that I know. I can only mention a few, but she's actually also the president of the African Resilience for Development. She is also the member of the International Commission for Heritage and Culture under the State of the African Diasporas. She is the head of Land and Mining, IWDC 26, and also the national chairperson for Women in Logistics in South Africa. And she also serves as the deputy director under the African Kingdoms, facilitator of international cooperation under the State of Africa Diasporas, which is a partner of the Pan-African Parliament. Your Majesty, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us. I know you You were notified on short notice, but we just want to recognize the importance of AfYEF and why we feel that as we are moving in this organization mission, it's important to also work with all the traditional leaders that are involved in all our continent countries, because we understand that for us to move as a movement, there is need for us to get support from our traditional leaders in all our countries, our communities, and wherever we're coming from. If you can just maybe say a few minutes, we are really, really humbled. Your Majesty, you're welcome.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Chinanga, my princess. And I would like also to greet the program director, professor, and the executive as well of the leadership. You took me by surprise, but because I know that something that is coming from my daughter, I cannot ignore it because I know very well that it is legit. And I'm so happy at the same time. I just want to congratulate you for the baby that is born in Zambia, in order for connecting the countries of the African continent. And we understand very well as well what we are trying to fight against right now. But your resilience at the same time, more especially, I just look at the leadership, the way you have put it together. I see more women and also some gentlemen there, which means that you are recognizing women throughout the African continent. I am so happy. At the same time, I just have to say to you, all leadership, I am unities that is created with AfCFTA as a leader from the royal lineage, because, by the way, my mother is from Amahlubi Royal Kingdom, my father is from Abatembu Royal Kingdom, and also my husband, actually the man I'm submitting to is the king of Erinmo Ijesha Kingdom, who is His Royal Majesty King Dr. Michael Odunayo Ajayi Arotawaya II. That tells you that I'm not just a South African, I am an African, and I am proud to be an African. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Your Majesty, our Queen. We are really, really humbled to hear from you as our mother and a leader as well. And I know on behalf of the on such short notice, truly we look forward to getting back to you and really learning and seeing how best we can continue to use the Ubuntu word. I know you have spoken about it countless times. Ubuntu is who African people are. And if we can expand Africa in the way that we have to do, there's need for us to begin to move like that. Thank you so much, Your Majesty. Over to you, Mr. Ashley.
Thank you. Thank you once more, Doc. And I would also want to take this opportunity to say that we are so fortunate to have the continental leadership and the local leadership, and as we have heard from through the continental leadership, we can't wait to hear from our guidance. Thank you once more. And as I indicated, that we have 4 more programs that are outlined, starting with the first panel discussion with the theme build strong, sustainable, moderated by Professor Nondi. If this can be done in 5 minutes.
Sorry about that. We appreciate Mbu for great
all of you, everybody who is on the call, you have a responsibility, because there's a saying that when you hear somebody's secret, you are part of it. You have to protect it. So all the over 30 people that have joined the call here, we are calling on all of you, and then with in your hands, all speak with a much stronger voice. I'm sure the leaders will listen. I'm sure we can create a future so that tomorrow, I remember we had a meeting with the Gambians and earlier on, and one of them told me that now we are blaming our leaders. Tomorrow, our children will blame us. So what are we going to do to change the narrative? So health foundation, and now I was happy to pull out the WhatsApp groups of all the countries that we have. And I was telling my 10 years old boy that these are the countries that we managed to have our footprints in. And all because of all of you, the support that you have given us. I want you to know that I really appreciate it. Sometimes there was an issue where we had mental people conflicting, and I was open to everybody. So I operate an open door policy. Anybody can get my contact. You can chat me at any particular point in time. Once you have the development of Africa at heart, we are ready to partner you. We're ready to work with you for the success of Africa. We believe we have a role. Vice President knows that all my siblings are in. Last week, my brother called me and said, "Hey, you, Mr. President, you are in Africa enjoying that. If you were in Canada, there are two things that can happen to you. You set onto Africans that we have to liberate the youth of Africa. And I'm not going to look at my comfort or the comfort of my family. We are going to be in Africa and make things right. So all of you has a responsibility to make it right. Any portion that you are, sometimes I don't even like people following rules if the rules are not helping the organization. So therefore, that's why I open an open door policy. Even if you have your boss and you have issues with your boss, you can go beyond the person and come to me and let's have a discussion. But that is not to say that we are not following hierarchy or anything. But I believe that as a leader, I want to hear the bad news first. And I believe once we come to our people, we can get everything resolved. And I appreciate this so much. I'll be on the call for some time. If there are any issues that demands my attention, contribution, clarification of any point, I would do it. But I want everybody to know that, yes, Zambia has been the backbone of AfYEF, because without Zambia, it would have been like it's a national thing that we started from Ghana, and we don't have any country that is supporting the growth of AfYEF. Now we've grown to more than 30 countries, and Zambia is still in existence. The only thing I've seen about Zambia is that now the leaders are not so much active like they used to be. So I believe that the new crop of leaders that we have in Zambia, we are going to see them more active, more engaging, and any kind of assistance that they need, we are always ready to give it to them. I appreciate you all, and I wish you the best in today's event. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. President Sita, Sofo-san. We appreciate those resounding remarks, and we appreciate your gracing this event. We were not going to do it without you coming through. We appreciate your valuable time and everything. And also not forgetting Her Royal Highness. Indeed, we are deeply indebted. Now, as it were, this was a reactivation webinar and unveiling the team. We've unveiled the team. It's a live event. It's not recorded. Okay, so meaning we're able to make adjustments here and there. So we're going to create more opportunities for now the National Executive Committee to organize events where we are going to have more interaction with the members. In view of time, we are unable to do the panel discussions that we have planned. So what we're gonna do is maybe we can open the Q&A session. Those who have questions before we go, those burning questions you might have, while the president is here, myself, I'm here, other Continental executives are here. You might need to get a response to that. We invite that. And then I understand, is it the General Secretary who will be giving the concluding remarks, the recap and everything, with the Secretary for the National Advisory Board? So those can be on standby. Yeah, but for now, National Coordinator, yeah, we can invite 1 or 2 questions. We can facilitate that. We'll be happy to respond to that. Otherwise,
Thank you once more, the President, and we also have the presence of Royal Highness. Thank you once more. And this time, as indicated already, we need to invite questions. Those on the call who have questions, please may raise your hand so that we go as directed. Yeah. From the comment section, there was a comment where we have some invited guests. Okay, we have Selina, please. Miss Selina, you can go ahead, unmute and ask your question or any contribution, please. Miss Selina, please unmute.
Good evening. Thank you for having me in this program. So my name is Selina Kimbo, and I'm a student at the University of Zambia. I'm doing my second year in Bachelor's of Law. So my question is on visibility. What is the AfYEF making for, what is the AfCFTA doing for it to be known? Because I feel majority of the youths or the public doesn't know about the association. So what are the directives? What's being made or being implemented for it to be known, for its goals to be known, and for the youth to know what impact they can make to the society? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss. Take it up or I take it up?
okay. She said, is she part of the AfYEF executive?
No, Prof.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the reason we're having this webinar. Already, those of you who have joined, you've become aware of it, right? And this is what we needed, like President Isan mentioned. Recently, our local leadership was not very active. Some of us, we are Zambian, but we work at continental level. So we serve the entire continent, right? We are not actually, responsible for the functioning of the local chapter. It's the reason now why we have Mr. Ashley Sinyangwe with his capable leadership, and he has assembled a team. We are supporting him to assemble a vibrant team that is going to work with him. Be assured that from this call, you're going to see a lot about AfYEF, and also ensure that you follow some of the platforms. The links are being shared in the chat box. Join those platforms. The entire Africa and the diaspora is in those platforms. So follow us on Facebook, follow us on LinkedIn, and of course on WhatsApp. Check the website. I'll share the website link again. Yeah. So become an active member. Then you will not miss out on anything. So reach out to Mr. Sinyangwe and the team. Yeah. And then maybe some of them, you already know them. So we hope we answered your question. So from this point, be assured that you see a lot of visibility for the Federation.
Thank you, Prof. And if I may add, if this is Ms. Selina Tembo, just as this call was meant to unveil the Zambian chapter, we've been crying for this. And fortunately, the team is now set. And as a national coordinator, I'm more than willing to share my office to anyone who is available here in Lusaka. We have a discussion on other platform, but also even physical, so that we can plan on how we can make AfYEF grow beyond what it has always been known, so that we advertise, we talk about it on different platforms, so that we grow together. Thank you, Ms. Selina Tembo, for that question. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Okay, so I'm not seeing any hands. Maybe quickly, Mr. Sinyangwe, your team can be able to say hi, just their names and the position they are holding on the National Executive Committee. Would like to know them, so that yeah, Ms. Selina was talking about visibility. So yeah, visibility starts from here. But before that, there's a hand from our National Advisory Board Secretary, Ms. Jela. You wanna make a comment?
Yes, please. Thank you, Professor. That was a good question by the lady that asked about visibility. The reason for this unveiling of the new team and of the ways in which we're about to start going forward, that was a good question. So you will find in the chat right now a Google form that is going to allow us to hear from everybody in this meeting. If you can fill it in, we want to find out how you found out about this meeting, and we can also we're now engaging in finding out how else we can reach more people. There's a reason you are in the meeting right now. You found out from somewhere, and so we want to find out more ways we can reach more. Be supporting the cause for us to reach more people. So we are putting measures in place from where we were and where we need to be, depending on the goals that we're setting. Thank you so much for the question. Please take time to fill in the form if you can hear my voice.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate Madam Tonga for that. And that really answers the question that some of us were thinking about the same question. Thank you so much. So we have other hands. Another hand that was raised. Okay, Mr. Matthews, please go ahead.
Yes, evening, everyone. just have a question. Yeah, I just wanted to get a clear view, like on the part of collaboration. I have a team, and then we have like some projects that we might need some kind of collaboration and stuff. So I don't know. I wanted to hear on how that view is handled, or what approach I can take.
National Coordinator, you want me to take the question?
Yes, please. I will appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Matthews. And this is what this meeting is about. It's about creating opportunities for collaboration and partnership. So make sure you get the National Coordinator's contact and his team. Reach out. There's a possibility of, partnering with your institution, whatever, you're building, whatever you're working on. So reach out to the team. The opportunities to get into partnership or MOUs and stuff like that. So this is what this program is about. We have so many partnerships, not just within Africa, but across the globe. So I'd like to hear from you through the National Executive Committee. So make sure you get the contacts for the team on the call. And then, like the National Coordinator invited, even as early as Monday, you want to get to his office and start having a conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. If there is no any hand, can we go on with the brief introduction of the members? Okay, maybe I may start with Mr. Kasonde Mwamba as the Deputy Coordinator, please. You can come on call and introduce yourself briefly, and we go on to Ms. Priscilla Kapiwembeo.
As you introduce yourselves, colleagues, you mention your role in AfYEF and also what you do as an entrepreneur. That would be appreciated.
Hello.
You're audible.
Hello,
You may
am I
go
audible?
Yeah, clear, please. You can go on, Mr. Kasonde.
Thank you so very much. The National Advisory Board and fellow entrepreneurs, allow me to recognize the presence of different distinguished members of the National Executive Committee and also at Continental level. I'm deeply honored and humbled and menacingly recommendation for my appointment as Deputy National Coordinator of the AfYEF Zambia Chapter. Again, I sincerely also thank the National Board of Advisory Board for the trust and confidence placed in me and my fellow appointees. I look forward to working with you all in advancing our shared mandate. I'm the founder and managing director of Kashmir Travis Enterprises Limited. We are into leather products manufacturing. We manufacture different products out of leather, which ranges between safety, elegance, smart safety, school shoes, leather work suits, leather aprons, leather sport leggings, which are used in the heavy industrial areas. So I pledge to serve with diligence and to contribute meaningfully towards the reactivation of AfYEF and its growth as Zambia chapter. I really thank you, and please have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kasonde. Thank you so much. Can we move on to Ms. Priscilla Kapiwe Mbewe? Your role in AfYEF and as well as what you do as an entrepreneur.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Very much. Thank you.
Good evening, distinguished guests, our esteemed president, our vice president, our regional director, members of the National Advisory Board, fellow members of the National Executive Committee, our partners, entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Priscilla Kupiwe Mbewe, and it is both an honor and a privilege to introduce myself for the first time as a General Secretary for the AfYEF Young Entrepreneurs Federation, Zambia Chapter. Professionally, I serve as an Assistant Commercial Service Officer. I'm also an entrepreneur with a passion for gemstone value addition. And I believe that Africa's greatest opportunity lies in transforming our resources into value-added products that create jobs, expand markets, and improve livelihoods. I would like to sincerely thank the leadership of AfYEF for the confidence placed in me. I accept this responsibility with humility and commit to serving with integrity, professionalism, transparency, and dedication. On behalf of the National Executive Committee, I extend our heartfelt appreciation to our President, our Vice President, Professor, Doc, and everyone else who has joined us today. Today's webinar has inspired us to remind us that the opportunities under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area are real. It is now our responsibility to ensure that young people, women entrepreneurs, startups, and SMEs in Zambia are equipped to benefit from those opportunities. As your newly unveiled leadership team, we are committed to building a chapter that promotes entrepreneurship, innovation, partnership, value addition, and sustainable economic growth. Thank you once again for your participation, everyone, your support, and your confidence in the AfYEF. May God bless AfYEF, may God bless Africa, may God bless the Republic of Zambia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Priscilla Mbewe, for such a wonderful contribution, and it seems you have also done justice to the last part that you were supposed to do. Thank you once more. We may now move on to Ms. Selina Tembo, what your role is in AfYEF and what you do. Please, Ms. Selina.
Good day, everyone. Distinguished African leaders, members of the National Executive Committee, and fellow young entrepreneurs. My name is Selina Tembo, and I'm honored to serve as the legal advisor to the National Executive Committee of the African Youth Entrepreneurs Federation. AfYEF. I am a second-year law student at the University of Zambia, passionate about leadership and the rule of law. I believe that strong legal guidance, ethical leadership, and collaboration are essential to building Africa, where young people can confidently innovate, trade, and create opportunities. Apart from this, I run my own entrepreneurship business. I'm the CEO and founder of Selina's Bakery. Back to the role that I've been given. In this role, I am committed to providing sound legal guidance that promotes Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tembo, for that wonderful contribution, and looking forward to meet in person as a team, and we share ideas to grow our AfYEF within Zambia and beyond. And now we move on to Ms. Chota Mumba. Please, your role in AfYEF and what you do as an entrepreneur.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where everyone is getting me from. I don't know if you can get me. Can you get me?
Yes, please go on. We are getting you.
Okay. My name's Chota Mumba. I am serving as the press secretary for AfYEF Zambia Chapter, which means I'm connecting the organization with corporation entity, with media and public, which means I'll be managing media relations and writing press. And I'll make sure I execute communication strategies. I'm very excited to be part of AfYEF because I believe that the platform will be providing integrating youth and continental international trade, which boosts economic growth. And in trying to go about, I believe there will be reducing of poverty and fosters sustainable development, which means by expanding their access to regional and global markets and economies. So meaning that a lot of people will benefit from their larger workforces and higher house incomes and increased innovation, which is a very powerful theme for the youth and the women in Africa. I believe that to successfully leverage the African Continental Free Trade Area, the AfCFTA, youth must focus on digital literacy, trade and export competence, agribusiness, innovation, and financial management, which means that the agreement establishes a borderless market across the continental, shifting the demand from traditional job system to becoming entrepreneur, which is a very, very exciting thing. I am very excited to be part of this team, and I'm looking forward to hearing more and to learning more. And I am very ready to bring out information to the public so that the youths and the women at large might be involved and might be part and parcel, and a lot of people might hear about this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mumba, for such a wonderful contribution, and we are so excited to have you around. We move on now to Mr. Jimmy Nsofu, please. Come on call and introduce yourself, your role in AfYEF, and what you do as an entrepreneur. Mr. Nsofu, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Allow me to lie down the protocols already established. My name is Nsofu Jimmy. I am an ambitious youth leader and an entrepreneur dedicated to driven economy. Currently, I have been appointed as National Student Coordinator for AfYEF. And upon saying that, alongside, I am also serving as the Student Union President for Jamestown Lapidary and Processing Center. Beyond policy and leadership, my true passion lies in the mineral sector, specifically in Jamestown value addition. I am actively working to ensure that we move away from exporting raw materials and raw minerals, and we focus instead of local, we focus on the processing and cutting and polishing of these same gemstones that we have here in our country, is Zambia and all over Africa, so that we can maximize the wealth and generate African youth leaders. I am very much grateful for the appointment, and I look forward to work with each and everyone on this platform and all the readers at large. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nsoko, and we are so grateful to have you around as well. Ms. Catherine Nampazie, please. Your role in AfYEF and what you do as an entrepreneur. Ms. Nampazie, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'm also riding on all protocols that are observed. I am Catherine Nampazie Chisompola. I am a journalist by profession, and I am running a photography business called Kate's Floral Inspirations, and also a media firm called Catchy Media that was recently registered here in Zambia. I have been appointed as a Women Commissioner on the Gender Desk for AfCFTA, that is Zambian Chapter. And basically my role in this whole AfCFTA is basically to be responsible for the planning and implementation of programs on gender issues, and also to ensure that there is advocacy, for women in order for them to play their role when it comes to entrepreneurship, and also take a lead in organizing training, for the beneficiaries, because we know that women have a lot of potential in growing their businesses, but there are gaps in certain informations that they need to acquire. So my role will be basically to have those trainings so that the women can know how to trade in Africa and across Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam, for such a wonderful contribution, and we look forward to working with you. And no doubt with such ideas, the National Executive Committee is geared to do the work. We have Ms. Alice Mesizulu. Please, would you please tell us your role in AfYEF and what you do as an entrepreneur, please?
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Allow me to ride on the protocols already observed. My name is Alice Mesizulu, and I'm an ICT professional with a passion for using technology to create solutions and support organizational growth. So I'm honored to serve as ICT officer for the AfYEF Zambia Chapter. I'm the founder of Alphabet Limited Company, which has various avenues of business, which I may not mention here. There are quite many. So I'm honored to serve on this executive, and I look forward to working with the team and strengthen our digital presence, improve communication, and use technology to empower young entrepreneurs across Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we are glad to have you on board, Ms. Zulu. And last but not the least, we have Ms. Matalia Mwale. Please tell us your role in AfYEF and what you do as an entrepreneur. Ms. Mwale, are you on call? Is Ms. Mwale on call?
She has sent in her apologies. She will not be able to join us. As you're aware, she's at the mine site, so she's having a challenge with internet. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Well noted. So Ms. Matalia Mwale, she's the mobilization officer for AfYEF Zambia. She's part of the National Executive Committee. Prof, can we go ahead to have our General Secretary have the concluding remarks, or we can conclude from here? Any guide from...
Thank you so much, National Coordinator, and we appreciate your team as well. It's really vibrant, and we're looking forward to accomplishing great things together. So, Ms. Jella, the Secretary for the National Advisory Board, I think she has the concluding remarks, right? The General Secretary gave her remarks. I think when she was introducing herself, she sort of combined, right?
Sure, she did.
Okay. So Ms. Jela is summing it up, and then we are good to go. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for making the time to be here and for making the contributions, for bringing your heart to the meeting, and for passionately wanting to make Africa a better place. We are honored to be looking forward to serving with each and every one of you. Please know that your contribution matters, your voice matters. It not only matters, it is required. And so as you take time to fill in the form, the feedback form that we have placed in the chat, if you can't reach it there, please reach any one of us. We've put the Vice President's office line in there. The email address as well is in there. We're basically asking you, it will not take you 5 minutes. It's a 3 to 2 minutes, 1-page feedback form, and you will have taken a step to make Africa a better place again. So thank you so much for taking the time to be in the meeting, for your contribution. And like our General Secretary mentioned, I'll finish. God bless you, God bless Zambia, and God bless Africa. Do have a good evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Good evening.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye from Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nairobi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Nairobi.
so much.
We appreciate